Armageddon already? Armageddon ready to turn off this trailer.
Hi there, I'm Homer Simpson. Welcome to our crazy little world.
Why's that picture in the background? Why is that so cursed? Is that meant to be a picture of Marge when she was younger? It's really cursed and she's only got one leg.
Who's there?
The one time she looked a little bit shocked and the voice just came and ruined it. Who's there? Okay, these are the characters. It just went dark and then came back with the exact same thing. Why did that happen? Bang, and the dirt is glurt. Bang, and the fart is not. Hello lovely people, my name is Emma. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new. If you have been here before, you might be familiar with a couple of videos I've done on some AI Bible-themed YouTube channels, of which it turns out there are so many, just so many, and they're all horrendous, but kind of fun in the way that they can depict Jesus with earrings and wristwatches in cargo pants. Ease of access to AI image and video generation tools has made this kind of nonsense really prolific on YouTube. The least we can do is have a bit of fun at their expense. So I thought, let's branch out. I know for a fact that there are people, again, on so many channels generating AI movie trailers. I know this because several times I've had one recommended to me and thought that I'd missed an announcement for a sequel to a movie I like, or an adaptation of a book I like or something, and then it turns out to be some AI-generated wish fulfillment. I found it kind of disappointing because as a, I don't want to say veteran, because I didn't work in the film industry for that long, but as somebody who has worked on a number of films and TV shows, and is an editor by trade, I love the YouTube trend, the community of people who make movie trailers. They remake, re-edit movie trailers that they think are better, because a lot of the time I don't think... I have issues with some like genuine movie trailers. I think particularly stuff like Marvel, Disney, like any Disney trailers show way too much for me. I think very rarely do trailers now, from the big companies at least, leave enough to the imagination for you to want to see the movie. Sometimes I watch a trailer and I'm like, well, now I know the entire plot of the film, so why would I see it? So people do really amazing creative things, or again, recutting material from loads of different films and stuff into a what if this book series was made into a film, etc., etc. It's a really amazing creative editing exercise. I highly recommend it if you're interested just for fun. So I think it's kind of a shame that the new hot thing that is on so many channels on YouTube is just people typing in what movie they want to see and who they want as the actors and stuff into some kind of image generator. So I thought we'd take a look at some AI-generated movie trailers today, stepping away from specifically the Bible content, and then what is the first thing that comes up on my search? What if the Bible had a movie trailer? By a channel called the AI Bible. I can't escape, but we've got to watch it. Now that I know this is a thing, I love that it's not what if the Bible had a movie, it's what if the Bible had a movie trailer. If the Bible had a movie, it'd be really fucking long and boring. Imagine all the genealogies, just like, and this guy was the son of that guy, and he had a son who was this guy, and begat a son who was this other guy, and he begat a son who was... Let's just see, before we get into non-Bible specific, let's just start with this, I guess, crossover. What if the Bible had a movie trailer by the AI Bible? Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Oh, that's the snake. Do you know, I should have said this outright. I should have predicted this outright. Whenever there is a The Bible anything, especially on these AI channels, so much of it is always Genesis. They freaking love Genesis out there, dude. Evangelicals on YouTube are, like, addicted to Genesis, and I don't know why. It's really boring. I guess if you're only really familiar with, like, the Adam and Eve bits and, like, the Noah bits, there are some exciting parts in there. It's interspersed with really just boring, repetitive nothing. I think it might just be because it's literally the start of the Bible, so more Christians have read it than most other parts of the Bible. Was that Jesus with a shimmering cloak of stars? That's pretty cool. Oh no, finglers. Do you know, just as I paused here, I was going to say, this is like a more hyper-realistic AI image generation than I've typically seen. This maybe a little bit more work has gone into this than usual. And then I looked at, what, Moses's finglers? Is that Moses? Or is that Noah? Whoa! Hold the fuck on. Jesus. Is that the Tower of Babel? I can't keep up with what's happening. We just like cut straight from one audience to a different audience and I'm losing track. Armageddon already? Armageddon ready to turn off this trailer. Hey, look, a giant. It's a Niflheim, I assume. Oh no, that's an angel. My bad. Parting of the Red Sea? That looked like Wonder Woman. Doesn't that look like a shot from Wonder Woman? Am I making that up? Except she's got really thin arms. Who's that? Mary and Joseph? Who's this guy? Does it become Gladiator? It's Aslan. Who's this? What bit of the Bible is this from? Where there's an old man praying with a lion. His fingers are a lot better. I mean, this is weird, but in general, the finglers are improving. That's worrying. That's our main sign of AI nonsense, is the finglers. We need that. Fiery tornado, yeah, classic. Well, that was weird. That was like he was walking into the maybe he was on the other side at that point, and the sea was closing behind him. Who that guy is that Jesus walking on water? He's sort of wading through it though, he wasn't actually walking on it. That's definitely Jesus. I know that one. I feel like it's Bad News Bears in a Bible movie trailer if you can't work out who the characters are. Who were those women? That was like a queen walking. Who were those people? Jonah and the Whale? The Lich King? I don't know. Who the fuck's this? Who's this? That's Jesus. What's going on there? Is that his baptism? Like he fell over during his baptism? Is that what's happening there? The AI Bible. So this is a trailer for their channel, really. That's quite clever. I hate to say it, but it would be hypocritical of me not to mention this. The AI images in that were a lot higher quality than we've seen on most AI YouTube channels. Still bad, still finglery, and the movement is all weird and strange and goofy and soulless, completely soulless, obviously. Sort of ironic when you're looking at religious material, but was better than a lot of the shit we've seen on here. Right, we've done it. We've got AI Bible stuff out of the way. Rest of this video, we're going to be Bible-free, Jesus-free. No offense to Jesus, but we've seen you plenty, Jesus. Okay, we'll come back to you later, I'm sure. Now that we know there's a whole new channel with different kinds of AI-generated material. I mean, I'm going to have to bookmark that and come back later. For now, let's check out a video by Multiverse of Movies called The Simpsons Movie Trailer brackets 2025. This is the kind of one that I hate because this is the sort of one that is recommended to me and there's nothing in it that says AI-generated speculative movie trailer. Oh, granted, that's probably not a good title. They could probably think of a better way to word it. But just brackets AI or hashtag AI or something on the end. At least the top of the description does say fan-made trailer created with AI tools. Is it going to be animated or live action, do you think? I think from what I remember of the thumbnail, it was going to be live action, which might be horrifying. Let's just see.
Hi there, I'm Homer Simpson. Welcome to our crazy little world.
Oh no. Okay, well we're off to a bad start because I don't really like Adam Sandler, so I'm not super thrilled with this casting. He's also got way too much hair, and he's kind of orange.
Welcome to our crazy little world. Let me introduce you to my family, friends.
Why does he look so miserable? Let me introduce you to our family and friends. That is not flattering.
And some of the other colorful folks in Springfield. First up, there's my lovely wife, Marge. She's the glue that holds this family together.
Why did she look like that? Why was her expression so like... Why is that picture in the background? Why is that so cursed? Is that meant to be a picture of Marge when she was younger? It's really cursed and she's only got one leg. I feel like if you're going to make yellow Simpsons characters, you've got to really go in on the yellow. At the moment, they look like they've got a bit of jaundice, which is upsetting me.
Holds this family together with her patience and love. And check out her hair!
And her, unfortunately, lazy eye.
Isn't it something? Next, we've got my boy, Bart.
He's not even a bit yellow. He's regular human-skinned Bart. So do his parents just have jaundice?
He's a little troublemaker, always getting into mischief. But deep down, he's got a heart of gold. Just don't...
Oh, the finglers. Oh, the finglers are really upsetting in this skateboarding shot.
Just don't tell him I said
Whoa!
that. Then there's...
She's got a little crack. See, there's some choices where you're like, oh, this could be an interesting creative idea. Like having her sort of spikes as like a little headband that she wears. Like, that's kind of cute. It's a shame that most of this is sort of lacking that kind of creativity.
Our little genius. She's the smartest one in the family by a mile. Always reading, always thinking, and always...
And here she is, a completely different girl with a cursed mouth that is attached to this tuba.
Trying to make the world a better place. Now, there's Ned Flanders, our next-door neighbor. He's a bit too perfect sometimes, but...
No, Will Ferrell's not the right... I love Will Ferrell, but he's not the right casting for Ned Flanders. Like, dorky vibes, but, like, secretly kind of insanely handsome and ripped. I don't know. Put your castings down.
We've got my buddies from work, Lenny and Carl. We share a lot of laughs at the power plant. Speaking of which, my boss, Mr. Burns, is always around to make my job interesting.
No.
And his loyal assistant, Smithers, is always by his side. Mo, the...
You know, maybe Neil Patrick Harris as Smithers. Although the more I think about it, the less sure I am about that. Ben Stiller as Mo? Absolutely not. No, that's all wrong. This is all wrong.
Grumpy bartender at Mo's Tavern is where I spend a lot of my time unwinding with a Duff beer. You'll often find Barney there too, my best friend and the biggest beer lover in town. Chief Wiggum is our local law enforcement.
No, this is getting silly. Also, for a movie trailer, how boring is it to have the main character just be like, "Welcome to my neighborhood. I'm going to tell you about all the people in my neighborhood. There's this guy, and then there's this other guy, and there's a different guy." That's not what a movie... Has this person ever seen a movie trailer before?
Always trying his best to keep Springfield safe. Principal Skinner...
Whoa, maybe they thought they were making an IMAX movie there. Look at the donut.
Runs Springfield Elementary, where Bart and Lisa go to school. He's always butting heads with Bart. Apu runs the Quickie Mart with his wife Mangela. He's always got a friendly smile and a quick, "Thank you, come again." Milhouse Van Houten is Bart's best friend. He's a bit of...
His glasses are like made of his hair. That's Gaten Matarazzo? That feels like not what he looks like. That doesn't look like him. Maybe it's because... Well, no, this says 2025. If anything, that looks a bit more like Finn Wolfhard than it does Gaten Matarazzo. That's so weird.
Of a nerd and always gets dragged into Bart's schemes, but
that's Finn Wolfhard, dude. I think they used Finn Wolfhard and then just got the name wrong. They were just like, these two kids are from Stranger Things, and then swapped them around. That's offensive to Gaten Matarazzo. That's offensive to both of these guys. I'll prove my point. But look, first of all, this is him now because they've grown up. They're like, you know, young adults now, basically. So it's really weird to cast them as these small children that don't look like children. But that's who that's meant to be. That's 10 years ago, Finn Wolfhard.
He's loyal to the end. Otto Mann is the bus driver who gets our kids to school. He's a bit of a rocker and loves his heavy metal music, but he always gets the kids there, safely most of the time. Reverend Timothy Lovejoy is the pastor at the First Church of Springfield.
Why the fuck not?
He's there to guide us spiritually, though. Sometimes he seems a bit jaded. Dr. Julius Hibbert is our family doctor. He's always got a laugh, even when he's giving bad news. And boy, do we visit him often with all our injuries and mishaps. So...
And boy, do we get injured a hell of a lot. Ha ha. Christ, this is boring.
That's the gang. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to Springfield.
That's the game. Did they not tell him we're making a movie trailer? Or was he supposed to be saying that's the gang? Let's take a quick break to talk about some AI news. I wanted to talk to you briefly about the Silent album that a number of very well-known artists in the UK have released in protest of AI copyright laws. And I shall do so using today's sponsor, Ground News. Don't let AI steal our copyright, giants of the arts tell Labour. We can use the Ground News insights to get a quick overview of the story. An album featuring silent recordings was released by artists including Kate Bush and Annie Lennox, Tori Amos, Cat Stevens, loads. A lot of very famous musicians banded together to release this silent album to protest changes to AI laws in the UK. The UK government is consulting on allowing tech firms to use copyrighted material for AI training unless creators opt out, which has prompted strong opposition from artists and organisations. Using Ground News, it's super easy to see the biased distribution of any story, as well as the factuality rating. Great news on this story, the factuality rating you can see is 89% high factuality. We've got a lot of good sources here to choose from. A very slight majority of sources reporting on this story lean left. Very small minority, 15% of sources on this lean right. I thought this was a particularly interesting one for me because usually I just assume, here's my bias, that one side of the political spectrum has a different view of every given story to the other side of the political spectrum. And that's not always true, obviously, and I have that proven to me by Ground News. So I checked out the right and left-leaning summaries on Ground News of the story, and they're more or less the same. The reporting is very similar on the left and right, the main difference being that a smaller proportion of the right are actually commenting on the story. I do like how simple Ground News makes all of this. So we can see here on the left, we have a left-leaning source, very high factuality, that's NPR. So we click our way over here super easily and we can see what NPR has to say. A silent protest, Hayden and a bunch of chorus girls got there first. Is this what we want? Is an unusual album. There's no music, no words. Instead, it's basically silent. That's because the 12 tracks were recorded in a bunch of empty performance spaces and studios as a protest against a recent government proposal that would allow generative AI companies to train their models on creative works unless artists opt out. This NPR article goes on to reference a couple of other times that there were silent protests to do with music and that protest was successful. It's a fairly simplistic pro-protest article on copyright in the music industry. If we now go to right-leaning, we've got some mixed factuality. Thanks, Fox News. So here we have the Evening Standard, which is a right-leaning but high factuality source. So I'm going to click onto this one here. UK newspapers launch campaign against AI copyright plans. The front pages of many of the UK's biggest newspapers are showcasing a coordinated campaign against government plans around AI and copyright. And I thought this was super interesting as well, not only because it's one of the fewer right-leaning sources, but because this is referencing multiple newspapers that are also sort of a bit across the spectrum. Special wraps appeared on Tuesday's editions of the Daily Express, Daily Mail, The Mirror, The Daily Star, The Eye, The Sun and The Times, as well as a number of regional titles, criticising a government consultation around possible exemptions being added to copyright law for training AI models, which gives you a really good overview of the fact that, well, mostly it gives you a good insight into my bias, assuming that AI is generally more popular with right-wing sources, right-wing media sources. The proposals would allow tech firms to use copyrighted material from creators and publishers without having to pay or gain a license or reimburse creatives for using their work. In response, publishers have launched the Make It Fair campaign, which saw newspapers put covers on the outside of their front page criticising the government's consultation, organised by the News Media Association and backed by the Society of Editors. Owen Meredith, chief executive of the NMA, said that copyright is fundamental to publishers' ability to invest in trusted quality journalism, and AI should be no different. So perhaps it's because this AI generation content affects all kinds of creative media, including news outlets that post a lot of their content online. I'm sure they're all being scrubbed already to train AI generation. There is a kind of communal consensus on this story, which I just thought was really interesting. If you're looking for a way to challenge your media bias and you're looking for a more constructive way to read the news, I highly recommend using Ground News. One of my favourite features is the blind spot feed. This shows you news that is disproportionately covered by one side of the political spectrum, such as the story that we just read. This enables more compassion and constructive dialogue, shows you what you're missing out by being in your bubble. Go to ground.news/Emma Thorne. Use my link to get 40% off the Vantage subscription. That's what I use every day for unlimited access to all the best features like the blind spot feed. That's only about $5 a month. Subscribing to Ground News not only supports me, supports you and your understanding of news consumption, but also supports an independent organisation trying to make the news more transparent. Do check it out using the link down below. Thank you very much for listening, and to Ground News for sponsoring this video. They've done a Monsters Inc. as a horror movie. We gotta watch that. Hopefully this one isn't just like Sully, like, hi, I'm a horrifying monster, And here's some of the folks I hang around with. That sucked. Let's see if this one is better. Jenna Ortega in a Monsters, Inc. horror movie. I could get behind a Monsters, Inc. horror movie. Clock had correct numbers. Something about AI, again, is I think maybe it wasn't fair of me to criticize them for making, like, Gaten Matarazzo, for making Finn Wolfhard look really young. But, like, Jenna Ortega's 22, right? She's, like, again, a young adult now. It seems like this channel has an idea of child actors from, like, 10 years ago in their head, and because they were child actors then, they're casting them in children's roles now. The kid in Monsters, Inc. is, like, 3. Like, she can't even speak. She is barely at the age of forming words. She's probably younger than 3. And Jenna Ortega is 22. But because of how AI works, because of how AI images generate women, they're automatically making them look younger. For some reason that happened with the young boys as well. So at least maybe it's not solely ladies that it does that to. Also younger men. Men without facial hair are getting de-aged. Very strange. What was that? Was that Randall?
Mary, you said this started in your childhood?
Oh no, she's meant to be a grown-up. Oh, there she is.
I was just
I take back that criticism. That criticism was unfair. It turns out I was wrong.
a little girl. And I thought the monsters under my bed were only a fantasy. But every night they came to me in my dreams.
Ew, the toes in the socks was so awful. That's worse than finglers. I don't even know what you'd call those. Tongs.
And took me with them into their world.
Get in the bus down.
And I feel like they weren't just dreams.
Imagine you sat on the bus and you see like the back of Sully just casually like reading a newspaper on the bus. Well, hold on. He's just like casually in the background like It's like, is that a blue hairy monster on the bus? Oh no, it's just a guy with fluffy hair.
They were real. And they will come back for me again.
Every shot of the lead character, every shot of Jenna, whatever we call the AI version of Jenna Ortega, John is how I believe it would be pronounced. Every shot of her, she just looks like so casual with whatever software they're using. Can they not do expressions? Maybe at some point she should be like scared or concerned. Like she's looking at what she thinks is a monster on the bus and she's just like, okay. Why did it have to flash like that? Why is it doing that?
Who's there?
The one time she looked a little bit shocked and the voice just came and ruined it. Who's there? Fucking AI, man. Sully's there.
Who's there?
Did you forget us, Boo?
Kitty?
Kitty? Well, that was a thing. That channel has a lot going on. This channel, Strider HD. I am a video editor / producer and AI / VFX artist. I kind of resent that description, that self-description, as someone who was a VFX editor and is in a relationship with an actual VFX artist and has worked on real movies and TV shows. I kind of resent somebody self-describing as an AI / VFX artist. That kind of rustles my fucking jimmies. Because one of those is something that takes a lot of either study or practice and time to build expertise in and is very difficult and something that we should respect the hard work they put in, and one of those is putting words into an image generator. Yeah, don't like that. The fact that AI comes first makes me think that they're not actually a VFX artist. I guess I should not judge, and I should hold back until we see something that they've done. Of course they have a Patreon, and they have more subscribers than me again. Oh, this keeps happening. So we've got Dino Crisis. I might have to look at that. There's never been a Dino Crisis movie, has there? Just AI-generated trailers. Clearly the people want a Dino Crisis movie. It's kind of like something that is like a really nice wish fulfillment through creative trailer making. It's something that I think is usually really cool, but unfortunately if you look for it now, it's just a AI generated pool of piss, really.
My name is Dr. Edward Kirk. I'm a renowned scientist known for the development of initializer and stabilizer.
For the development of what? What's his name? Just so you're aware, in case you've never played Dino Crisis, this is what Edward Kirk looks like. You know, in movie adaptations, they don't have to make a character look the same as the original source material, but it does feel kind of weird to make this character Adam Driver. Just seems slightly odd casting to me.
For the development of initializer and stabilizer technology. That was just the beginning.
Why was there a pause halfway through that sentence? Look at these guys. They're looking at this like, whoa now.
It looks like we have created some sort of time gate.
Our objective is to infiltrate the research.
I think that's where the VFX comes in, is on the titles. Because as we all know, AI doesn't do text very well. So they made the titles themselves.
Search facility and find what
Here's
Kirk has
Karen.
been up to.
Hopes, dreams, ambitions. I just wanted to protect this world, not destroy it.
Show me the dinosaurs,
And
dude.
what have I done?
What have I done? I just wanted to create hope. What have I done?
Gale. You're not going to believe this.
Regina, that is a dinosaur.
Was that meant to be Karen Gillan's voice? Because that was, I mean, it sounds like her voice has gotten nowhere near AI. So that's good, because wow. That's it's a shame the logo is so cursed. That's AI generated. But again, they probably did the text and maybe some of the effects themselves. Concept AI was created and imagined by, because it wasn't created by you, was it, Matthew? It wasn't created by you. It was imagined by you, and then you put that imagination into an AI image generator instead of sourcing existing material and editing it together in a unique and interesting way. Instead is just all of the AI tools that you're using. It's kind of sad. I mean, there is a level of creativity, right? Because picking the music and matching the edit to the music and a little bit of editing, just do it with existing material. There's so many dinosaur movies out there. There's so many movies where there's a female protagonist holding a gun and looking dramatically round a corner. There's more than enough material out there that you could make that yourself with existing material and not use AI. I guess AI is just easier and quicker. See? Look at that. Highlander first look trailer. That is designed to make you think that it's a real trailer. And the fact that it says trailer HD, it's specifically meant to trick you into thinking it's a real thing. And I think that shouldn't be allowed. I think that's clickbait and very naughty. They're also using the word parody a lot. I presume they think that is the sort of just word that you slap on when you're using protected content that you don't have the rights to, but these aren't parodies. Parodies are specifically for comic effect, usually an exaggeration of the source material for comic effect. These are not parodies. So you could call them homages. This is an homage to, this source material or whatever. But parody is the wrong word. And that annoys me as well, because they're not smart enough to look one single word in a dictionary, despite, having obviously some clear editing abilities to put these together. They probably have better audio editing abilities than I do, although the choice of AI-generated text-to-speech voices makes these trailers sound utterly ridiculous, because all the characters are oh my god, can you believe what is happening? What have I done? And that sounds lame and stupid. Ugh, Tom Cruise. Imagine fan casting Tom Cruise in anything. That's gross. Star Trek The Modern Generation? Okay, there's a Star Trek one. We're gonna have to watch this. And it's got James McAvoy. And I do love James McAvoy. Although probably he's not cast correctly in this. Go on, Strider. Hit me with it. What's this? What's this watery world? What's that? Oh, why is it all wibbling so much? Why are the buildings so wibbly? I feel like I've taken some sort of mushroom. What was that? What ship is this meant to be? Oh, that's the USS It looks like the Enterprise has been through a wormhole and been, like, spaghettified and then squished back together, but it didn't go back together right. That is horrifically ugly. Oh, I should get Sam's opinion on this. Oh, did you see his hands moving on the console? Ew. What's that? I'm going to have to send this to, if you somehow didn't know, because I talk about it all the time, I am part of a Star Trek fan series called Trek Shorts, which is a lot of fun. It's proper cheesy Star Trek nonsense, and Sam Cockings, the director, does a lot of amazing space VFX using the vehicles, and he, as a responsible young man, pays 3D modelers to create these spaces and does a lot of work himself. I'm going to have to send this to him to get his opinion on these AI-generated ships that I don't even know what they are. They don't even say, presumably because text doesn't work in AI. The ships just don't have anything on them. They don't have a designation. Stubby little weird tail. Like, what planet is this? Where are we? Looks like frickin' Coruscant. That's the wrong franchise, guys. James McAvoy as Jean-Luc Picard? Did they see him with the bald cap in X-Men? And we're like, yep, that works. Jean-Luc is bald. That's so weird. That's such a weird casting. Why is he what was that uniform? Chris Evans as Riker? What's going on? Mila Kunis as Deanna, maybe? It's less offensive than some of the other ones. This is very odd. And then just the shots of characters over and over with the actors' names. Just really bizarre. Their uniforms are all over the place. Look, I like Brie Larson. Okay, I like Brie Larson a lot. And I love Tasha Yar. That's the wrong casting. You should cast me as Tasha Yar. Thank you very much. Tom Hiddleston as Data? No. I can see Tom Holland as Crusher, okay. But again, I think he needs to be a little bit younger. He does have the baby face. Maybe it could work. Why are they wearing like 15,000 different uniforms? Every shot they've got a different crazy AI-generated uniform. This is upsetting me. Sure, why not? Okay, fine, sure. Just who cares? Just cast everyone as everything. Who gives a fuck? Sure. John Boyega as Geordie. Why not? Yeah, sure. And the bottom Carter, yeah, why not? Go for it. That's fine. This is all great. How many characters? This isn't a trailer. This is just a list of AI-generated characters, one after the other. That's not a trailer. Okay, these are the characters. It just went dark and then came back. With the exact same thing. Why did that happen? What's that? What are those shoulder pad things? Oh, you gotta have your Adam Driver. You gotta have Adam Driver in there. So, do you know what? I think more than one person has probably fan cast Adam Driver as Spock. I disagree, but what do I know? I thought movie trailers were supposed to have a story. They like faded out at one point and then were like, and here's the original series cast. Well, 3 of them anyway. And that's all I got time for today. In today's AI, to be fair, this one did say AI concept, not movie trailer. So I guess we'll forgive that. Wow, that was an impressive load of bollocks. That wasn't good. None of these are good, which I guess is, satisfying. I'm sort of self-satisfied in that I predicted they would be awful and they are awful. So at least I got to be right. Wow, just really appalling work out there. And I do think it's a shame that now if people are still making like creatively re-edited movie trailers, like sometimes a movie trailer is just not very good. Like I said earlier, sometimes I just don't think a movie trailer is very good. And then you can re-edit from the existing trailer material, even if it's long enough, and people can use creative editing with existing material to make something new. This is just like a string of characters most of the time. You can't use that as a portfolio. If you edited using existing material, you could show that to somebody in the industry if you want looking for a real job. But if you can somehow monetize this, then using AI tools to monetize this kind of content is going to be way easier and require way less effort than actually working on real VFX. I want to clarify as well, by the way, that I don't think that only big industry projects are real VFX. You can do indie VFX work on YouTube. Like I mentioned Sam earlier, he does great work. Like, you can do VFX at an indie level. It's making the bulk of this just using AI generation that is the lazy, ridiculous nonsense that makes me think that you shouldn't be calling yourself a VFX artist. If this is your portfolio, absolutely not. Yeah, I hope you like this video. Let me know what your favourite was. Let me know what the most offensive finglers were to you. Kind of want to know if people do agree with my casting criticisms here, because I think some of those were just ridiculous. Stop casting out Adam Driver in everything ridiculous. And putting Finn Wolfhard in every child role. He's like a young adult now. Stop it. He looks more grown up, okay? It doesn't work. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my videos on AI-generated Bible content. It's more of the same, but Jesus focused, and frankly they're even worse, so do check that out. If you like this channel and you want to support what I do here, you can become a channel member. You get some goofy little emotes and comment priority. Check out the link down below for today's sponsor. That helps me out. The best way to support this channel is via the Patreon, and with that I would like to give a big shout out and a thank you to my giant chickens and colossal quackers over on Patreon, especially Conla. God damn it, Conla. Most importantly, have yourselves a very lovely week, and I will see you really soon.